According to the CDC, in North America annually, more than 6,000 babies are born with a condition known as Down syndrome. This equates to about 1 in every 700 births. In this next story, Lloyd Allen zooms in with a family who says after 6.5 years, their family has become even more enriched with the addition of a special member.
When they got married 8 years ago, Dr. DeLon and Monique Brennan had every intention of expanding their family. One thing they did not expect was with their third child, nicknamed Deuce, was a postnatal diagnosis of trisomy 21, commonly known as Down syndrome, 2 days after their son's premature birth.
The neonatologist actually gave us an indication saying he does have some features that could suggest Down syndrome, and so they did some blood work at that time. They were going to send it off. It would take a few weeks for it to come back. And once it did, then they'd be able to give us a definitive diagnosis once that happened. And so we kind of knew right around day one, day two, that there was a possibility.
Monique says despite her husband being a doctor, coupled with her experience working with special needs children, they soon moved beyond the fear and welcomed their special child.
One of the things that I remember most about that moment was having a conversation with DeLon. We were still in the hospital and having a conversation with him about it. And he was just like, well, let's go. You know, this is what we're going to do. And we're going to, make sure that he has everything he needs. And we're going to give him all of that, just like we do or did for our older two.
Delayed development in motor skills and mental ability, key characteristics of children with Down syndrome. Monique says seeing the signs were slow, but became more clear with every one of Deuce's milestones.
Sitting up, for example, where, and not even for us, because we knew that those delays were present, but if someone else came over to visit and they maybe were holding him, and because he was 5 months old, he should be sitting up, they would maybe go to prop him up, just automatically. And those were things that just didn't come for him at the stages or phases that would be appropriate for those ages.
DeLon added that while some may be concerned, as a first-time father, he holds Deuce as one of his greatest treasures.
Having a child with Down syndrome is like going through life, but taking the scenic route to get there. Mm-hmm. And so it may not be fast, but there are great things that happen along the way. There are adventures along the way that as long as you just appreciate whatever stage and adventure is going on at that moment, you won't worry about what you didn't have or what you couldn't have, and for him, it's always been that way. No two children are the same. And now that we have 4, none of our 4 are even remotely similar to each other.
Monique advises other parents raising a child with special needs to treat them as normal as possible and to encourage bonds with others, as she believes in the village mentality.
When we were working with him, or as we work with him in his language development, and we started sign language, we would choose specific words for the week to say that these are words we're working on with him. And then we would send out sign language videos to our family and to make sure his siblings knew it. And we would all make sure that we knew those signs so that when anyone came in contact with Deuce, they would use the signs as well.
After 6.5 years in and 4 children later, the Brennans say they could not imagine their family without Deuce, who reminds them daily of that one important benefit of being parents, loving their children. For the Morning Edition, Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.